All right, guys, 3 Dude Review. This time we have something different than the last couple times we did this. I have Joe here who, listen, when he announces the artist, I actually have respect for this artist. So I'm going to go ahead and let Joe announce what we're about to listen to. 3 Dudes Review.
All right, thanks BA for that haphazard warning introduction. Like we're gonna get hate on it or something.
I just want to let people know I got respect.
We're going to do Avril Lavigne's debut album, Let Go, and this album had 5 singles, and it had, I think, if I'm reading this correctly, 3 of them going #1 out of the 5. So that's a pretty big deal for a debut album.
It's a big album.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot that this came out in 2002. I thought it was like 2003, 2004. What were you guys doing in 2002?
I was in like the 4th grade. 5th grade, maybe. I don't know.
What about you, BA?
Yeah, I mean, I think I was 8th grade. Yeah, 8th grade.
I was a bouncer at a bar called Callahan's.
Club Zoo?
No, Club Zoo, not Club Zoo. But, yeah, so, at the time, this was all over MTV. It was all over radio. The only reason I picked it was the other day I was listening and I heard Skater Boy, which I hadn't heard in forever. And I was like, it's a damn good song, Not the greatest song, but it was a really good song. And I was like, well, let's just throw some love to the ladies out there and something that doesn't put us to sleep. So I said, let's try some Avril Lavigne. Let's see what happens. Did you just call me a dick?
I said another dig.
Oh, I thought you just called me a dick. I'm like, I will take that and wear that badge, sir. Thank you.
No, another dig.
All right.
No, actually, I was thinking of Tame Impala still. Yeah.
So what genre is this considered?
This is considered pop punk, which is my... Listen, I'm just going to state this right off the bat. Okay. You cannot combine pop and punk, okay? The two cancel each other out. They're like night and day, or vanilla and chocolate. Well, no, vanilla and chocolate is really good to get. Yeah. I mean, but the whole thing of punk is to counteract pop. Pop was the anti, and punk was the anti. It was the two polar opposites. But people liked it. They ate it up. They bought hundreds of millions of albums. So, yeah, I think this went like almost diamond. I think it was like 10 million albums sold or something.
Jeez.
A lot of albums. Avril was a big deal. Now she's married to Chad Kroeger. Is that the guy's name from Nickelback?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Why did she doesn't make music anymore?
Because she's married to the guy who was the lead singer of Nickelback. I think they're okay.
How? No, but I'm saying, how old was she when this came out?
Oh, I think she was like
young.
15 or
she
16.
Really young.
Yeah. And she's from like Alaska or something, or Canada. I don't know. Like right up
He doesn't know.
She's from the north.
She's from Earth.
She's from Earth, maybe. I don't know. If you ever see her in an interview, it's kind of debatable.
Wow.
No, I take that back.
Alright.
I'm sure she's a lovely person.
I'm sure she is too. Yeah.
She doesn't seem
What's
like it.
what do we got first coming
All
up
right,
here?
first song is called Losing Grip. All right, so that song was called Losing Grip. I'll go ahead and kick it off. I thought it was a great song, actually. I liked it. I liked it for what it was. Very, you could definitely tell it had, like, strong on the guitars. Like, I mean, just, like, coming in, like, when the beat, like, first come in, and you're like, chick, like, it comes in very powerful, and I like that. Thought that was really cool. Her voice, I mean, it's Avril. I know what Avril sounds like. I mean, she does have a little bit of a distinct voice, so she has an Avril voice. But, overall, I thought it was produced pretty good. I mean, it sounded good to me. I mean, I could definitely see back then, when this album came out, I could see why people were like, oh my gosh, this is something, I think, like, I'm maybe a little bit used to hearing that kind of sound by now, but, like, back then, I'm sure that's why this album sold a lot. So, what do you think of it, though, Joe?
It's very well produced. They definitely accentuated the instrumentals over the vocal, because I think that Avril Lavigne is not a strong vocalist, but she's a good pop vocalist. She's like that Britney Spears kind of vocalist, where she has the right tone, the right sound for the songs that she's singing, but she's not going to go and blow you away with her vocals. So they did everything right in the producing of the track to make it sound as good as the track could be. It was a decent track to start off. It sounded like a typical teeny pop, I don't want to lose you song, or I'm losing you song. So it wasn't like anything like outside the box in terms of, anything that was not playing at that particular time on radio, but it was a good song. I'd give it a solid song.
Yeah, I agree. I liked it a lot. I like what they did with you kind of hear this panning effect that they were doing, which is kind of interesting, kind of added something a little bit different. I couldn't tell if it was like a phaser or something, but it was definitely panning from left and right, and it had a nice little touch to it. And yeah, I like it. It sounds like that alt rock, that classic alt rock sound, like kind of like the Paramore.
Classic alt rock.
Paramore.
Our differences in classic alt rock are so awesome.
Well, then what would you think? What would say classic alt rock is?
REM, Violent Femmes, early Nirvana, that kind of stuff is classic alt rock at this point. The new wave alt rock,
new metal or whatever, it's new rock or whatever it's called.
Well, I guess it would be classic now, considering it's almost 20 years old. I guess that would be a.
It's where they mix the hip hop with the rock.
Right, that was a very big thing at that time.
Like the Linkin Park.
Yeah.
Like it sounded like that.
Like Limp Bizkit kind of started it, I think, and then Linkin Park kind of perfected it a little bit,
Yeah.
So. But yeah, that was kind of a big thing, always a fusion of different sounds going on in music at that time.
Yeah, but I liked it.
I liked it too, yeah. Good stuff.
Well, we'll keep it moving on to the next track. It's called Complicated. Okay, so that song was called Complicated. Mike, I'm gonna let you go first on this. What'd you think?
Yeah, that song is fire. I'm not gonna lie. I was hating at first, but then it caught on real quick. Yeah, that song was
that
good.
The first time you ever heard that?
No, I've heard it. Okay. It's been a while though. And I like the drums. It just had a really clean sound to it, a clarity to it. I don't know. It's just a great track, man. Like I feel like you could play that almost anywhere and get a good reaction.
Yeah,
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I thought it was a great track. I've heard it a lot of times, but that's one of her hits. So I mean,
that's her first hit.
Yeah.
That's the one that blew her in ignition.
Yeah. So everything about that track was pretty good. I mean, as Mike said, the drums were good, definitely. I mean, just the way the song flows to me, it just sounds really like you're in it. You know what I mean? Like, and you're bobbing your head. No, there's no doubt. Like you can't not. So. I mean, it's a hit. There's not much more I can say about it. What do you think?
It is a perfect pop song. It is crafted to the point where 20 years from now, your kids are going to listen to it and play it for their kids. It's a perfect pop song. I would give it a 10 if I haven't heard it a gazillion times. I mean, it still gets played on the radio now. And it's not even the best track on the album. It's just a very, very good pop song, and I just remember when this came out, it was a unique sounding song because of the acoustic guitar in there, and the delivery was newer at the time. Nowadays it seems to be a very commonplace. When this came out, it was kind of like, oh, this is something different. And I remember MTV just plastering this everywhere. She was riding some sort of tricycle through a mall or something like that or whatever. She was also having this weird outfit too. She had a sock on her arm and a tank top and really heavy black mascara. And I was like, wow, she's kind of cute. And then I was like, well, I think she's 14 or something. So maybe she's not as cute as I think she is. But it's a great pop song. It's a good song. Really good song. You can't find much fault in it.
Yeah. All right. I agree. And this next track coming up is called Skater Boy. Alright, so that was Skater Boy. What'd you think of it, Joe?
You know, I can just see it now when they're in the studio making this, and the guys behind the board are just going, oh yeah, this is a hit. Like, you could just tell this is a hit song. Even if it was a one-hit wonder, it's a hit song. It does do the fusion of the punk pop thing. I guess if you were to do a punk pop fusion, that would be the definition of what punk pop fusion would be. And it actually has some really deep lyrical content if you listen to the lyrics. But most of the time, you start singing along to the lyrics. You're not even, like, you know, for someone my age, when you hear this song, you start singing. It's just like, it was kind of like Party in the USA when that came out. It's just that song that gets in your head and you know the words and you sing it along. But this has some deep lyrical content for what it is, and has a lot of different sounds going on. A little bit of, you know, mixing in there, guitars with the wah pedal, and the drums were kicking. Tempos were up and down in the song. You know, it drops out at certain times in the song. Some vocal effects. So, damn good song again. Very good song.
Yeah. I thought it was a great song as well. I mean, I've heard it so many times.
Yep.
This is like, it brought back memories almost for a second when I'm sitting there listening. Like, I'm like, dang. Like, I remember being a kid, like, just when this came out, and I was like the whole school was blowing this up. Like, it was huge when this song came out. So, yeah, it started bringing back memories. But, I mean, for the song itself, great song. I mean, there was a lot going on in the song. There's even like a lot of different, even like electronic sounds I heard. It was just like, whoa, why'd they put that in there? You know, it was different. So, yeah, I mean, overall, great sound. I mean, the music or instrumental part of it's definitely punk, but like if you listen to the lyrics, I feel like the lyrics are more on the pop side of things.
Exactly.
Like, so it's like, it's definitely like that fusion for sure. You can just hear it, and it's different. And as Joe said earlier, you just gotta start singing along with it a little bit. Like, I was even like, yeah, all right, you got me, Avril. Like,
and you know how like in like the Manson album, there was a lot of stuff going on in tracks, but it was so to the point where it was like noise. Mm-hmm. There was a lot going on in this track, but it was good noise.
Because it was produced properly. Like, they spread everything out throughout the stereo field, so nothing really gets in the way of each other.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Which that's why I like pop music so much, because they, you know, they have respect for clean audio. You know what I'm saying? Like the Manson thing, they probably did that on purpose. You know, they muddied everything up and you used a lot of distortion. But like, I like this because it's like it's clean. You can hear everything. It's pleasant to your ears. It's, you know, you can turn it up and you're not gonna go deaf.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But yeah, I just felt that's a really good song. It brings me back to my skating days, because this came out when I first started skateboarding, and like it just brings me back to those days. You know, listen to that song, trying to learn how to kickflip and stuff. But it's a good track.
Wow.
I like it.
Good track.
All right, well, the next one is called I'm With You. Well, that one was called I'm With You, and what do you think about it, Mike?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was a change of pace, but in a good way. Yeah, I liked it. It was that lighter song. You turn all the lights off at the concert. Everybody's got their light. Well, now their cell phones today.
Mm-hmm.
They don't.
I don't even think you're allowed to bring lighters.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
In those places.
It's your cell phone light on song right there. Yeah, it's a good song. I liked it a lot. And it's just, again, well produced. Yeah, whoever produced this, man, they're a legend in the game.
Yeah.
What you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was cool. I thought it was a definitely slow song. You know, this is definitely geared. Even though like the song is about being with a man, this is geared toward the ladies, like for sure. Like this song is like when a woman hears this, they're like, oh yeah, I'm feeling those feelings too, you know. So I think she hit the nail in the coffin. Who she wanted to gear this song.
The nail in the coffin,
or the
nail,
the nail in the coffin,
the nail in the head. You put the nail in the coffin when you finish something.
Yeah. So
I mean, for men, when they hear this, they're like, "Oh, the nail is in the coffin.
Yeah.
It's over. She's with me."
For real? That's how it is?
Yeah.
That's where your mind is.
Well, you know.
Yeah. What were you saying, Joe? This is the number one one of the most popular marriage songs.
From like when I was doing weddings, probably between 2003 to 2005. This was either played for the first dance, or this was played in some form or fashion for like people to dance to. I mean, this was a very, very popular people my age wedding song, you know.
So it is the nail in the coffin because you get married.
Depending on what side of that fence you were on, folks. You know, I'm just saying. But yeah, I mean, if you got married in the early 2000s, there's a good chance this song played at your wedding.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, if you catch your girl singing this around the house, you know you got her, man. You got her.
That's right.
You got her.
You made her do that woo face at one point because she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm with you," and you're just thinking like, "Oh, okay."
All right, so did you like the song?
Yeah, I like the song, even though it's a love song.
Is it the best song so far?
No.
Yeah.
Which one was the best one so far?
I mean, I'm partial to Skater Boy for now, but it's not the best song on the album, though. The best song on the album's coming.
It's not Complicated?
No, Complicated's a good song, too.
Yeah, that's a really good song.
You know, but I have a particular favorite on this album. When we get to it, I'll...
All right, what's next?
All right, this next one is called Mobile. All right, so that song was called Mobile, and I'll kick it off. Wow, so the beginning of it, I thought it was definitely going to be like a little bit more like country pop, you know, but man, and the song kicks in and the chorus blows up. Like the song just blew up, man. Like it just, wow, like, and it sounds like really just the production on it just. They went over the top. Like, they really did. They really wanted to, like, have the experience of, like, when the chorus kicks in, like, you're gonna feel it, you know? And I think that they nailed that with this song. I mean, lyrically, I didn't, like, you know, I wasn't like, oh, yeah, this is great. But, I mean, as a teenage girl, you know, like.
But you were at one time.
No.
Don't lie.
No. Stop this first.
You were an English before you were an Irish.
No. Stop this. I'm saying for the teenage girls, as a teenage girl, I'm sure this is a song that I would, you know, very much relate to. But I personally do not relate to it.
Don't lie.
I mean, I don't relate to the song, guys.
He was in here like, everything's changing. I feel it in my heart.
No. Anybody who... No. Stop this. Anyways. But yes, overall, good song. What'd you think of it, Joe?
I'm going to agree with you. It's definitely a coming-of-age song for any young lady who, you know, is going through changes in her life, and she's expressing that, and the mellow part is kind of like the explaining of things, and then the loud part is the I'm here, I'm arriving, and you know, this is what I'm screaming about. You know, like I said, lyrical content I wasn't connecting because I'm not going through that, but it's definitely a song of expression. And I was just thinking to myself, like, boy, this could be on like a rom-com or a Lifetime movie, or you know, a Hallmark movie or something. This is just that kind of feel good, like a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode, which is a great show, by the way. We should review a Buffy episode or two. I'm just saying, great show, you know. But that's just me. But yeah, no, this is definitely that kind of. I don't want to say it's an empowerment song, but it's definitely a here I am world, I'm ready for you kind of song, I guess.
Yeah, I liked it. I like how they took the Oasis song and flipped it. Kind of made it their own style, because with the first verse,
Wonderwall.
Yeah, the first verse you could definitely hear it. It's the same kind of style,
Ding, ding, ding,
but then when the hook comes in, they turn it up to another level, which is kind of cool. I like this. Kind of like it's kind of like sampling. You know, they sampled it and kind of flipped it into their own song, which was kind of cool to hear.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
Cool.
We haven't really had a bad track yet.
No, not really, man. All of them are enjoyable.
Yeah.
Hey, don't jinx it though. Hold on.
Try not to.
Hold on.
No, Tame Impala's coming.
Hey, All right, this next one is called Unwanted.
This is my favorite track.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that track was called Unwanted. Joe, what'd you think of that one?
Avril's having a jagged little pill. I mean, it's just...
What does that mean?
Alanis Morissette's first big album was Jagged Little Pill. And the first time I heard this, I was like, wow, this is extremely Alanis Morissette sounding. From the delivery, from the way that the song was crafted. It's my favorite track on the album, to be honest with you. I'll give it a 9 on a 10 scale.
So what is it missing to make it a 10?
So Avril Lavigne's vocals, again, I've said this from the beginning, is not exactly the most powerful vocal in the world. When I'm hearing this, I'm thinking like, okay, what if Amy Lee from Evanescence were to deliver this? What if Pat Benatar was to deliver something on this? Even Alanis Morissette would sing this. It would take it to a 10 because they have that vocal for the rock that like Avril sounded like how's the best way to say it? If Avril was a poisonous snake, she'd be a rattlesnake. Whereas if Amy Lee or Alanis Morissette or Pat Benatar were singing it, they sound like a black mamba. They have the more venom in the voice. They have the bigger voice. They have the more powerful voice to go with the powerful song. But that being said, to me, the reason I give it the high number is because maybe Skater Boy's a better song. Maybe Complicated is a better song in general, but you hear those songs so much on radio play, it almost numbs you to them. Whereas this one you don't hear very often, if at all, and it just makes it that much better to me. That's why I give it a higher, because I don't hear it that often.
Okay. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, I liked it. I definitely agree. It does need a more powerful vocal, but it's very well produced. I like the style that they're going for with the production. I wish they would have made the vocals a little bit louder and maybe added some distortion to kind of help it get cut through a little bit more. But yeah, it's just lacking that aggression that it needs for that type of track, But no, it's still a great track. I like it a lot. What you think, Brandon?
Yeah, I thought it was definitely it was an aggressive track. I mean, the instrumental itself, even if there was no lyrics or words or any vocals, is you really feel like, you can tear through some stuff with this. And I think adding the vocal was definitely pleasant, but at the same time, yeah, it could have been stronger. I can't deny that. I think that she did what she could do on the track, and it wasn't bad. What she did wasn't bad. But yeah, the vocals just could have been stronger personally, and I think it would have took this track to that next level. But yeah, other than that, producing and instrumental-wise, this was a really hardcore,
in my personal opinion, if that would have had a female vocalist that could just match the intensity of the song, that would have been probably one of the biggest hits of the Y2K. If you when you hear what's the song, the one from Evanescence from the
Bring Me
to Life.
Yeah, Bring Me to Life. Yeah.
Bring Me to Life in itself is a decent song. The instrumental, her vocals is what takes it to that next level.
Yeah.
And that thing is widely regarded as one of the best songs out of the early Y2K.
Yeah.
I think if someone's vocals like that would have been on that track, Skater Boy, Complicated would have just been the next.
Maybe she needed some extra background vocals, because Bring Me Back to Life had that "Wake Me Up."
Well,
I've
seen Evanescence
kind of
live.
had the MC behind it.
I've seen Evanescence live. She is phenomenal in a vocal. She's almost operatic. Her vocals are very powerful, and they usually have either the guitarist or the bassist or someone doing the part where that "Wake Me Up," but that's not even if she were to even that when she does that "Save Me," and then she's
she just hits those extra notes.
Yeah.
Them higher notes that just cut through.
Right, yeah. So that was a little left of center turn.
All good. All right, that song was called Tomorrow.
It might change.
It might change. I'll kick it off. Yeah, it was a slower jam. Definitely not a jam that I really connected with. But overall, the song itself wasn't bad. There was nothing really that I heard that was like, ew, that sounds horrible or it sounds bad. It just kind of was one of those songs to me that were just kind of there, you know, like, all right, I mean, I'll listen to it, but I mean, I'm not gonna like remember it. So
It's a fair statement.
yeah,
It's a fair statement.
yeah. So, but you know, hey, that's cool. Like, I mean, it was an okay song. What do you think about it, Joe?
Yeah, it's kind of like it's the end of the movie credits song. It's just like you're watching all the people who assisted the people who assisted the people, and you know, only the really hardcore fans gonna really know the song or go out of their way to like, you know, oh yeah, you know, tomorrow. And it's not a bad track. It's a filler track. See, this is where I get like antsy when and so many people do this nowadays, and it kind of started in the late 90s and early 2000s. Is you put all your singles and all your big tracks up front, and then the last 4, maybe 5 tracks are all just like, they're not bad tracks, but they're not, I mean, this can make radio play. Is it going to skyrocket to the number 1 spot? I don't think so. But it might crack the top 50. You know, it might crack even the top 40 if the album has strong enough, you know, sales and vibe. But it's just kind of one of those tracks where, like, you know, oh, we've put out our best shit. Now, oh, here, put this one out. The fans will like it. And the hardcore fans will like it. Your average person will be like, all right, well, yeah, she's starting to cool off now. You know, kind of like an athlete's career. We were just making the reference to Ben Roethlisberger. You know, the first 8 years to 10 years of the football career, kick ass. The last 4 years, you're just watching the guy. You know, the singles aren't as charting.
Embarrass the whole city.
Well, I wouldn't go that far yet. So
it's embarrassing when you go 11-0.
Yeah, and then that's
it's
but
exactly like that.
I don't put solace all on him with that. I'll put the fact that their O-line aged right before our eyes. They couldn't stop a nosebleed in the run game, and 4 linebackers went down with season-ending injuries within a matter of 2 weeks.
It doesn't matter, man.
I mean, that's a lot to
your
overcome.
Quarterback has to be your best player on your team.
So, well, no, I agree with you, but he's still better than some. Like, it's not like, so people want to compare to what happened to Ben, like Drew Brees. Well, no, because if you watch Drew Brees' last game against the against Tampa Bay there, Drew Brees couldn't throw that ball more than 15 yards. His arm was done. And even he knew his arm was done. Like, he, at the end of the game, looked at Jameis Winston and went, yeah, it's your team now, man. I'm done. Like, he knew he was done. And
yeah, he got injured.
Well, he got injured, but the fact is that, like, you could see, like, Peyton Manning, those moments where those guys are, like, at this level and then just go, you know, I'm not saying Ben is there yet. I think he's going to be there probably sooner than later. But, you know, I don't think he's quite. I mean, he did throw 4 touchdowns almost in that game against Cleveland.
It was the first play though.
Well, that wasn't on him. That was a bad snap.
No, he could have.
He could have dove on it. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, let's get back to the music.
Yeah.
We should start our own sports.
We had to bring the testosterone up a little bit with all the Avril.
It really was.
Yeah.
What song was this? Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a good track. It was a good track by today. Like, if that would come out today. If that track would have came out like today, or
if
it would have been
out today,
it would have been like a top 5 hit.
It's a lot better than a lot of shit that comes out right now.
but compared to other stuff, it's like when you hit a high standard, it's hard to go get back up there.
Exactly,
You know?
and again, that's my
but it's still a good track.
Yeah.
Still a good track, but it's just not.
And that's my problem with front loading your album.
Yeah.
Like, if you're gonna if you know you have singles, space them out. Play 1 or 2 and then filler, then 1 or 2 filler.
I agree with that because it goes the flow. It's not like you want it to be like a roller coaster kind
right.
of. You know, you want to bring the audience up,
you want
back down.
You want to know, in my personal opinion, the greatest album to ever do that? Michael Jackson's Bad.
Okay.
Michael Jackson's Bad had 7 number 1 songs, but they're not all front loaded. They're all throughout the course of the album, and you get
put a couple slower songs.
Well, just different songs. I mean, you'll get the ones that you can know not make radio, and then you get the ones that are making radio. But the whole album just flows. I mean, I'm sure there's better ones, but in my opinion, that's the
you
best
can definitely
example.
tell when it's done well.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, this is definitely we're losing momentum here.
A little bit. We're not bottoming out, but
I don't think so.
we stumbled. We fumbled.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
The next track is called Anything But Ordinary. All right, so that one was Anything But Ordinary. Mike, what'd you think of that track?
It was pretty good. I liked it. It grew on me as it went on. It sounded kind of weird at first, but then you kind of catch the groove, you catch the vibe of what she's kind of doing. It sounds like that's the kind of song she is best at as far as her vocal performances. It lets her shine. You know, it's not as hardcore, you know, like rock. It's more of the pop, and it lets her vocal kind of like sit above the mix a little bit better than some of the heavier tracks. So I definitely think it's one of her better vocal as far as her vocal performances. I definitely like that one a lot better than some of the other ones. But yeah, I like it. What do you guys think?
I thought the track was really good. At first, kind of like you said, at the beginning, I was like, uh-oh. Like, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to really. But then as the song went through, it does grow on me. It's like, oh, all right, okay. I mean, I don't know. I think that at this point in time, at least in this album, it's like, at least the last couple of songs that we heard, I think that it's more mellowed out. But, I mean, it's not so much a bad thing, but it's kind of like that pop, like when you think of like Avril, you just think of like this pop punk girl. And these songs are not like that. Like, they're just more definitely like on the pop side. There's no punk to me. Like, it's just, you know.
She would dress like a punk, or quote punk, and an attitude of a quote punk, but then it was, so she was trying to cater to a certain market.
Yeah, I think that's what the label wanted to put her under, but really this was her strong lane right here. It was kind of like the softer pop music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like that's what I'm getting from this song, especially. But yeah, I agree with Mike said as well. I think that the vocals definitely shine more than a lot of the other songs. So she was doing some things on these vocals. So I can appreciate that. They didn't sound bad at all. So I don't know. Overall, good song, but you know, not something that I'm gonna really come back to. But what do you think, Joe?
I think it's kind of a hidden gem. I'm actually wondering why they wouldn't release this as a single. I think it could chart pretty well, actually. You know, it does start off a little rocky. I mean, it's kind of one of those tracks that, like, and you're kind of listening going, it's a little weird. It's got a little bit of a, you know, kind of a cut and copy kind of feel to it. We're talking about the same thing again, but it starts to kind of get its footing, and you know, another sports reference. It's kind of like a rookie, where you know you're learning the playbook and you're understanding the routes you got to run or the schemes you got to run. But once you start memorizing what you got to do, then you're just almost kind of going, and that's how this track felt. It was like we're trying to learn what we got to do with this track, because it felt like at first they were trying one thing, and they're like, I don't know if this is kind of working, so we're gonna kind of pull back or change up, and it righted itself. And I thought it was actually I forgot this track was even on there. It was a damn good track. I'm gonna say that this should have been a single, but that's just me.
You can only have so many singles.
Hey,
right.
Michael Jackson had 7 off of 1. Katy Perry had 7 off of 1. I mean,
Michael Jackson, yeah, but
well, she's not Michael Jackson, but this is better than Katy Perry, or at least on the same wavelength. So California Girls.
We might have to do Katy Perry next.
Well, yeah, but was it California Girls?
Dark Horse. I want to do the Dark.
Well, Dark Horse was the next album, but what was the one with like California Girls? That's the one that had the 7 number 1 singles. Part of Me, I think, was on it.
Yeah.
You know, there was a couple other ones, but
was like one of them Last Friday Night.
Yeah, Last Friday Night. Yeah, that album came out in 2004. And that had 7 number 1 singles. I remember when they said, "Oh, this tied Michael Jackson for most number 1 singles off of an album," and I'm thinking like,
whoa.
"Yeah, like, what?" I mean, they're good songs, but what?
Yeah.
Okay, but well, again, we're getting sidetracked. But I would put any of these though up against that.
Yeah, I mean, compared to today's music, it's
Well,
this
it's
is
2 years
amazing.
difference on that, though. Like I said, Katy Perry's was 4, this is 2, so it's only 2, maybe 3 years difference on the release of the album. You know, but no, I could see this being a charted single for sure. A high charted single.
Yeah, I can see it definitely being
The top
up-
20,
Yeah.
I think.
They should
Cracking
make
the
a
top.
remix. They should remix it and release it.
With the Tame Impala remix.
No, stop this.
Slow it down.
Stop this. Stop this.
Have Khalid over it. You know,
Featuring Khalid.
Featuring Khalid.
Tame
I
Impala.
guarantee it's going to the top. Guarantee. Facts.
no, yeah, okay, so I want
Avril Lavigne featuring Tame Impala
I wanna-
and Khalid.
to say something about Khalid here, because I listened to a few other different tracks than what the album was. And so the album,
He's got a lot better
well,
stuff than what we listen to.
yes and no, he does. I think the thing with Khalid that was getting on my nerves, anyways, was just the vocal was so mumbly. I think that's what was driving me nuts. So you had the slower songs with the mumbly vocals. Because the more I was listening to some of the other tracks, I went, that's the common denominator. It's like his vocals, he has that.
It's the trend.
Yeah, and I'm
trending.
just not part of that trend. I don't like that trend. I mean, if you can sing, you can sing. If you can't, you can't. But don't mumble through the track. And I felt that's what he did a lot of his was that. And I'm just like, okay, like that. But yeah,
Alright.
I don't know.
Alright, so this next track.
I don't want people to think I'm throwing shade at Khalid because he's not bad. And he's just not my cup of tea.
We're judging the projects, not the art,
Yeah,
the artist.
right,
Entirely.
Right. Tame Impala was just straight up shit.
Alright, okay, alright. Well,
Disclaimer.
Next track. The next one is called Things I'll Never Say. Alright, so that was Things I'll Never Say.
I did not know this. Her second album sold over 10 million copies in worldwide. So she sold a lot of albums.
A lot of albums.
Did you buy one of them?
I did.
You did.
Well, because back in the day when you DJ'd,
You had to.
You had to.
Yeah.
And then you learned to like things, or you
You didn't have LimeWire back then?
No. Here we had Napster,
Yeah.
and then what was it? Pirate
Pirate Bay.
Bay, yeah.
Yeah.
And but the problem was if you took something off of those, you ran the risk of just having your
Getting a
whole
virus, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you got to get the virus protection. That AVG is like the condom for your computer, bro. That's what you got to get.
You gotta wrap it before you zap it.
Yeah, there you go. All right, what do we think about this song? Though? I think I'm losing interest at this point, man.
Wow.
It's still a good song, but it's like, you know,
How
how many more we got to go? Because I think we've heard what we came to hear.
Well, it's starting to become very repetitive in terms of what she's singing about, no doubt. It's not like she's coming up with any new lyrical content, maybe just different ways to say the same thing. But
It's the Breakfast at Tiffany's.
yes, it was very much Breakfast at Tiffany's
Yeah.
sounding throughout the whole entire. Yeah, that's what we were singing. I think, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's and know what
I mean, you
about.
can't compete with that.
No, that's a great jam.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the
that's
definition
tough.
of a one-hit wonder there. But this could have been a single too. That's one thing that I'm going like only one song I've heard so far on here that I'm like, this really wouldn't do much on the charts. This would do fine on the charts too. I mean, I haven't heard a song that wouldn't be radio friendly or chart topping, like in the top 20 or close to it. So kudos to them on that. I mean, like I said, it is kind of repetitive at this point about the girl and angst kind of thing going on with the songs, but it wasn't a bad track.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't think it was a bad track either. I mean, it's not exactly something I am into as in, but yeah, I mean, instrumental-wise, it was a nice little poppy kind of okay. But yeah, I mean, what she was saying and how she was singing, it was like, I'll definitely forget this song. But hey.
But will you forget Breakfast at Tiffany's?
I will not forget Breakfast at Tiffany's.
And I said, breakfast sounds really good right now. I didn't get to eat my stuffed shells, damn it.
All right. Mike, anything else to say on this?
Nah, I'm good, man. I'm
Alright.
ready to.
We'll keep it moving, man.
Well, we got 4 more, right?
3 more.
3 more.
Yep. This next one is called My World. Oh, guys, that song was called My World.
Black and white.
Yeah, it definitely sounded some Michael Jackson vibes going there when it first came on. I personally didn't have any attachment to that song. It sounded very generic. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, it sounded so generic. It was so pop generic. Like, all right, like,
we're getting there.
I'm over it. You know,
We're getting there.
It was High School Musical. It felt like it was
Middle
like,
school.
Yeah,
dance.
like I was watching. I mean, again, not a bad song. It probably would chart.
Hey, you know what's crazy that I just thought of? We haven't heard a curse word yet, have we?
No, I don't think we've. I don't even think we've heard like a damn or anything. Maybe a damn, but
Maybe a damn. That's probably about it.
yeah.
See, and that just goes to
That's
prove
wild.
to you that you can do music without, the filthity flippity flirpity flip the quote.
Yeah, you can, but sometimes you like the
You just be like, fuck it, put it in there, shut up, bitch,
like
hate
rap,
you, goddamn
that's
it.
rap music.
Yeah.
This is probably as far as you can go from rap.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Besides the scratch they had on that first song.
Yeah.
That was like the little.
Well, I mean, they've had scratching throughout, but it's not like anything intense. No, like I said, I felt like just changing up a vibe altogether, and I haven't heard this album in 20 years.
No, it's a
like
good album.
Yeah.
I'm over this song.
Yeah, no, that was pretty filler.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it then. Yeah, we're keeping it moving. This next one's called Nobody's Fool. First off, I'm gonna start this one off. First off, here's the thing. Yes, is Avril a rapper? Okay, all right. Out of this song, we know she does not rap. But here's the deal, okay? You can't blame her for trying something out the box. All right, she tried something new out the box.
Can you?
So, I feel like she tried something new out the box.
You're a white Canadian female with blonde hair and blue eyes. I think somebody could say, maybe not. Maybe not. Not trying to like stereotype, but sometimes stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason.
Oh,
You could just be like, maybe not.
Oh my gosh.
It comes down to people around her didn't know how to say no. When you're surrounded by yes people, yes men,
I would've
this
been
is
like,
what happens.
No, hell to the no.
But everybody's like, yeah, it sounds great.
No, not at
I
all.
love it. Let's release it
No,
on your debut album.
But you know what, guys? As much as you guys are saying ew, I guarantee you there was a bunch of white girls that listened to that track and
I have
remembered every single word.
I
of that.
have no doubt.
Maybe, you know.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like, if you, and again, not trying to stereotype here, because God forbid I get hate mail or get called a racist or some stupid shit like that. If you play this for a group of black girls, what's the first reaction they're gonna say? I'm looking to the black guy.
I mean, I feel like
They'd be like, oh hell no, what is this shit?
Turn this shit off.
Turn this shit off. That's what you would get. And tell me I'm not wrong.
All right, okay, I'm not. Let me
Look at her trying to be a rapper and everything. Come on, shit.
Yeah.
That's how they sound.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm just saying,
Yeah, I get it. Like I said, she's not a rapper, but she tried, okay? And you gotta give an A for effort. For effort. For effort.
She gets
okay?
an A for effort.
Effort. A for effort.
I'm gonna be like, no, like, just. I'm not saying stay in your lane because everybody has the right to choose a lane, but sometimes somebody around you gotta go. No, and it wasn't even. It was just bad. It was offbeat. It was bland. It was like a public service announcement of rap. It was bad. It was very bad. Like Iggy Azalea's a white girl, but she could rap. I mean, I'm not saying white people or white girls can't rap. Believe me, that's not where I'm going with it. But like, as soon as she had opened her mouth, somebody should have said, "Nope, stop." Next track.
I don't know how they cleared that Step Up sample.
Well,
That was disrespectful to that.
I think if you do less than 3 seconds, you can clear copyright laws.
I don't know. Let's try it.
I mean, I think that's how they do it.
Make our own. Let's make our own song with nothing but 3-second samples.
Hey, see,
We'll do the Rick James.
Well, that's actually what they used to do in early
We'll do
hip
some
hop.
Bobby
They
Brown.
would take a Rick James song and they just, Get up off of that thing. Get up off of that thing. And that. I mean, that's kind of how James Brown sounds. Anyway.
Something like that.
Yeah.
A lot of coke.
Yeah, there could have been a lot of coke back then.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are moving into the last song of the album, and it's called Naked.
Ooh.
Okay, well, that was the last song of the album called Naked. Joe, what'd you think of it?
That was okay. Again, kind of like, it wasn't great. It wasn't bad. It was there. I mean, could have been in a movie, could have been in a TV show, but yeah, I mean, again, we've kind of ran the course of the songs.
Okay. All right. Well, no, I think in general, the song was okay. I mean, it was about, like, showing your true self to someone and being your true self. That's what
stripping yourself bare and letting the world see who you are. Yeah, no, I got that.
But, like, I think that, I mean, first off, that song was definitely played. I maybe it wasn't a single, but I've heard that song played.
Which girlfriend?
No, not like that.
Not
like that. Not like that.
You were trying to put the song to the woman you were with at the time. Don't lie.
That song has been played. I'm telling you. Anyways, neither here nor there. The song to me was okay. I mean, it just, it didn't really like, wow, this is so empowering to me. But yeah, I mean, instrumental wise, I thought it was cool. It was a lot of guitars and stuff, but it wasn't as like rock or punk. It was definitely more cut back. But I mean, to end the album with that song, I mean, okay. I mean, if that's how you want to end it, all right,
Yeah, it was a weird track to end though. I agree.
Yeah. So, but other than that, what do you think, Mike?
I didn't like it. I didn't like the last 4 songs.
Oh gosh.
Not one of the 4 songs?
Man.
Compared to the first 4, like this, we came.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
we were up here, man. And
that's why I said when you front load an album, that's what you end up happening. Even if they're not bad songs, they're not as good as the first 4 or 5. And I would have personally ended the album with "I'm With You." I think that would have been a good way to end the album. Very, very whimsical, epic, kind of, makes you wanting more.
Yeah, because that is a good song.
Yeah, that's how I would have ended it. That's just me.
Yeah, it was just it fizzled out at the end there, but no, I think it was an overall good project.
I guess we got to do the final rating.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah, let's do it now. I'll jump on it. Yeah, I'm gonna rate this one 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 calories.
Any reasoning behind it, or you just want to throw out the 8?
What was your favorite parts? Like what?
The beginning of the album is definitely my favorite parts, for sure. I mean, there's just bangers, man, that I was like, oh, snap, this brings me back to when I was a young buck in school. So, like, it just, like, and maybe a lot of it's nostalgia, too, but, like, I mean, I think in general, there's some really good songs and some good content from her. And then, the middle, to me, started to, like, go downhill, and then the last, like, 2 or 3 songs are like, I don't know. I didn't mind the very last song though, Naked. Like, I was like, all right, okay, but the last like couple songs, it just was not there for me. But yeah, so yeah, I'm gonna do it an 8 just because. I mean, Avril's still got talent. I don't care. She still got it to me. I mean, I don't know what she's like nowadays if she try to make an album, but
36-year-old mom.
Yeah, but. I don't know if she still got the voice. I don't know.
She never had the voice.
Well, I mean, I don't know if she could still come up with the content like that.
Right, yeah.
So, but other than that, yeah, I'm shooting the 8 out of 10. What do you think, Joe?
I'm going to agree. 8 out of 10. I think one track was horrible, but other than that, I think that every track on this album could have been a radio single. And that's saying something, or where you... Now, granted, that's what it was geared towards, to be a very pop-friendly, hook 'em, buy the album, image conscious. I get that. But, there wasn't a track on here except for one that I wouldn't say I could not hear on a radio station or, and then the first 5 tracks, to this day still get radio play and are still very entertaining. And our kids listen to them and go, those are good songs. That's the sign of a good track. That's a sign of a good album. So on that, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
I'm gonna have to drop the 7 on that one. Like, I liked it, but those last 4 tracks just killed it for me, man. If you cut those last 4 tracks, I could give it an 8.
Now let me ask you something. If they would have spaced it out different,
yeah,
yeah,
a different rearrangement, and I feel like she could have pushed her vocals a little bit more. Like, even if you go out of tune a little bit, have a little bit more edge to the vocals, and it really would have stepped it up for me a little bit more. But yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10.
So what would this take it? 7.5.
It'd be like 7.75 or something like that, wouldn't it?
That would be 7.5.
Or 7.
We're not, yeah.
7.5.
7 and 2/3.
We're doing 7.5.
7 and 2/3.
Because he can only do so much with the animation.
Yeah. So we're just gonna cut it.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
He'll put 7 couches and a half a couch and a pillow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'll write it down up.
Like a chair,
7
like
and 3/4.
Yeah.
like a desk chair with like that one chair you got over here. That's a quarter.
It's a quarter of a couch.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. All right. Okay. So we're sticking with it then. 7.5.
Yeah.
All right.
Was this the highest one? No, Soundgarden was an 8, right?
I don't
Or was
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, yeah.
All right.
It was redeemable. It was a redeemable out. BA, you have now 2 weeks to come up with something that doesn't suck.
Okay.
Mike, you're up next week. Any hints or ideas?
Yeah.
Nah, I haven't even thought about it actually.
All right.
But I'm gonna try to do something a little bit different. What we've done pop.
We've done pop,
obviously.
techno, rap,
Techno.
fusions of reggae and hip hop. We've done like a hard rock. So we haven't done
I was
country.
about to say, we haven't done good.
Ooh.
We did metal.
All right, we're doing country.
We're doing country.
Yep.
Country.
All right.
Come on, BA.
Yeah.
You don't like country?
No, I mean, it's cool. Whatever.
We all gotta work.
You don't like
Cowboy hats.
country?
Yeah, no, I'm cool. Let's go.
all right.
Let's go. Let's do it.
You're from Ohio. I mean, country's big in
I'm
Ohio.
all right with country.
All
I'm
right.
okay. Let's go. I mean.
Till next time.
Till next
All
time.
right. Well, once again, thank you guys so much for checking 3 Dudes Media out. Definitely support the new channel. I'm going to try to get this uploaded as soon as possible and let you guys know. And we're going to have a lot more things we're going to do on the channel too as well. So definitely stay tuned to that. But for now, we will see you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Once again, not my, style of what I really want to listen to, but at the same time,
You want to listen to some more Tame Impala? Huh?
No. Stop this. All right, stop
Music to queef to.
Yo.
The AS, what is it called?
Yeah.
The ASMR.
Oh gosh. Yeah, come on, guys.
Talking softly into a microphone for 20 minutes makes you relaxed.
See, this is why we can't take things serious with these guys. We can't take things serious with these guys.
Does that relax you?
Maybe it does.
Does that make you feel good?
Yeah, maybe it does. She's a freaking waste.
Let's wrap this up.
I can't take you guys. This is why the audience can't take you guys because y'all want to make fun of everybody. Stop this. Anyways, back to what